What is up, y'all? It's the Eric V, your stream teacher. I've consumed a lot of advice in my day, so much so that I feel like I've heard it all. So what we're gonna do is go on TikTok and listen to the streamer advice being given out there. Some stuff we might learn some new things, and some things, and this is my secret plan, to find bad advice to refute. Because if there's anything I feel is my duty, it is stopping misinformation. So let's get into it. Class is in
Learn how to
session.
talk to yourself constantly. When you're cleaning,
Yes.
when you're cooking, what show you're going to watch tonight, talk to yourself constantly. It will make it a lot easier and get you into the rhythm of answering your own question. Get into the habit of making a list throughout the day of interesting things that happen to you, things you can talk about on stream, things you want to talk about on stream, and have it with you when you stream. When you have dead air, start talking about one of those topics. If you are playing a game that requires so much of your attention that you can't pay attention to your chat, play a different game. Especially early on, because it's not going to help you.
All great advice. I've talked about this in my previous video about how to talk to an empty chat. There were some things here that I didn't mention, like actually making a list. The last point of if you cannot focus on your chat while playing a game, maybe you shouldn't stream that game and just play that game in your free time because you're streaming for your chat. Definitely good advice from this TikTok.
Every single time that I take a break, I make a custom graphic saying that I'm taking a break, and I also tell you when I'm going to come back from my break. So I made this little graphic for my stream offline screen, and I said, so I lost my voice again. Cat Lante will be taking a 1 week break. So I'll say see you all Monday, December 6th at 8 p.m. PST.
This is something that I've learned in the customer service industry. That's one of the things I use for the Streamer School channel, is all the things that I've used while talking to customers. And it is setting expectations and letting people know what is going on, which is one of the reasons you've heard me complain about starting soon screens on end, because typically they don't have any expectation of when the stream is supposed to start. It could be 2 minutes from now, it could be 15 minutes from now, depending on the streamer if there's not a timer there. With this offline screen switcheroo, I do like it. What I tend to do alternatively is just let Discord or Twitter know that I'll be gone for a while and I'll be back on this particular date. I think using the offline screen, something I've never heard before, is a very good way to let people who might not be following you on social media or in your communities very ingrained into them know exactly what is going on. More good advice. Ooh, all right.
Main three.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to.
Let's start with number one. We already talked about this, already said how this was bad advice. And you can start streaming on one game to build the community. I get the logic behind it. However, you can't play Fortnite forever. It is harder to grow and maintain a community that way, but it's also harder to work a 9-to-5 job than it is to rob somebody. In the long run, one pays off and one does not.
Give it at least 6 months to a year before you quit.
Streaming schedule. Great advice. I always suggest that. Of course, within your means, something you can do consistently. 6 months to a year. I think that's also good advice. If it's something that you care about enough, yeah, try it for a while. Not bad advice. I do disagree with the whole sticking to one game thing, because that will put you in a quick rabbit hole, because you will gain people eventually who not only like you when you play that game, but like you as a person. And that's way more valuable.
My number one advice for small streamers: don't consider yourself a small streamer. You're a streamer, you're a content creator, no matter your size, no matter the numbers. Don't let it affect you up in the mental. Just keep creating, keep streaming, baby.
Okay, I was gonna put this on my list for the worst advice, but I couldn't fit it on the list because I wanted to do a top 5 instead of a top 6. What that advice is specifically is the advice to just keep streaming. Because it's not really advice. You know, you can tell somebody to, trying to swim, just keep pedaling. But you have to tell them how to do it. There has to be a bit of guidance there. I do agree with not seeing yourself as a small streamer, no matter what the numbers may say. Everything you do within any creative space is heavily dependent upon your mindset and how you do it. I think the best advice I could possibly give to anybody, really, and I'll say this every day of the week, is watch your VODs. Watch them critically as somebody who is not yourself. See yourself as a viewer would see you. A stranger, more importantly, would see you and see if you sound good, see if you're entertaining, see if it looks decent enough, see if you're talking enough. Just keep streaming isn't... I don't know. That advice kind of rubs me the wrong way, because you don't get better by simple repetition. Ooh, streaming advice for a full-time worker. That's me.
If you need to take a break from streaming, take a break. The important people will come back to your streams when it's time. Just focus on yourself.
Absolutely. This is advice that I do hear a lot, and that is because it's valid advice that does not get said maybe enough, or maybe it gets said enough, but people aren't receptive to it enough. I have gotten into, especially in 2020, of streaming very consistently and it barely making a dent into what I was actually doing, and me being able to go away for months in 2021, or a month more specifically in 2021, coming back, getting everybody back because I had already fostered this community who will, be around still. And of course, I'm still engaging people on Twitter and Discord, so they know that I have not fallen off of the face of the earth, allowing me the chance to step away from streaming when I need to, whether it's for mental health or some type of other obligation.
When it comes to things like sponsorships, partnerships, affiliateships, all those types of things where you either work with a company or a brand, 99% of the time, you have to be the one to reach out. I see way too many people on Twitch, TikTok with this mindset that I'm just going to keep doing stuff and eventually I'll get big and I'll get flowing in with offers. Everyone will reach out to me. Everyone will be the first to work to me. No, do it. Do it yourself. To this day, I have never had someone reach out to me first, but I have 3 things to show for it because I took that step to reach out, and you should too.
Not necessarily bad advice, but I do notice there's this attitude behind streamers, especially on Twitter, that is very excited and eager to reach out to companies when they might, this is tough to say, when the companies can't do them much good. What I mean by that is if you average 4, 5, 8 viewers, you might not be ready to be affiliated, because sometimes these no-name companies will take advantage of you simply by having the name of their company on your stream for pennies, so that they're benefiting more than you are. And if you ever wonder about a sponsorship or an affiliate deal maybe not being the best move, consider who it benefits the most. Does it benefit you more, or does it benefit them more? And in a lot of cases of what I see on Twitter, there's a lot of people who are, again, really eager to get these affiliate ships and these sponsorships. Sometimes I see, I'm a something partner, but nobody's ever heard of the company. You're the canvas to their billboard. And this is my first time seeing the name of the company. And that's what I want you to think about as well. Do not get taken advantage of when it comes to reaching out, because in a lot of cases with YouTube specifically, I can think of a few companies off the top of my head I have been reached out to. And as you can see by the view count on this video, I don't get a lot of views here. On Twitch, I have been reached out to. Do I take most of the offers on Twitch? I don't. They aren't companies like Secret Lab and stuff like that.
Growth is slower as a variety streamer in comparison to someone that has a niche. And people that find your stream are most likely not going to like every single game you play. They might only come for the ones that they really, really like, unless they just really want to see you do whatever. But not every viewer is like that. As a variety streamer, I have to be okay with the fact that it comes with potentially slower growth.
Absolutely true. Playing a variety of games will stunt your growth. It will make things take time. I've always been a variety streamer, not just a variety of games, but a variety of genres, a variety of platforms, a variety of locations and sets, and doing exactly whatever it is I want to do. But the only constant in that is myself. So people who do genuinely like me, which is, like she said, not everyone, will come to every stream that they're able to because they like me as a person. Yeah, 100% true.
Streaming is not easy. It's more than just turning on a camera and playing a video game. If you're gonna take streaming seriously, you are now a video editor. You're now a network manager. You're now a content creator. There's so much more that comes with streaming that people just don't understand. And you have to be really, really dedicated to doing it and be really motivated if you want to be good at it. So listen, it's not for everyone. If you have the right mindset and the right grind, you can do it.
This is great advice as well. Hopefully I don't get like copyrighted or whatever for his loud music. Yes, this is not easy. If your motivation for streaming is money, you're gonna have a bad time. It is a very slow grind. In most cases, and in even more cases, the grind gets you nowhere. You do have to do everything. This is not like this guy said, let me put respect on it, Average Joe Gaming said, it's not just turning on your camera, playing a video game. It is engaging with your community. It is maybe creating YouTube content for very grateful people who check you out on twitch.tv/TheEricV. It is engaging with Discord. It is maybe making some TikToks to make sure that people outside of your immediate Twitch circle is aware that you exist. It is a lot. It is making it is making thumbnails, it is editing videos, it is becoming a time management person, and it is of course maintaining your own income to keep the lights on, in my case at least. It's a lot, it's not easy.
Have you ever been streaming with another streamer and somebody in your chat asks who you're streaming with? Rather than shouting them out, here's another fun thing that you can do. Assuming that you already have a
I'm sorry, I'm laughing. I'm gonna see what her idea is, but the easiest thing to do is just put their name in the title of the stream. That's what I do. Let's just see what the tip is. It could be cool.
Add a new command. You can go ahead and name the command name anything that you want, probably pertaining along the lines of who or whomst. I'm gonna go ahead and name my command name who dis. The response is gonna be who I'm streaming with. Remember to change this command if you decide to solo stream or stream with somebody else. Lastly, make sure to let your community know that this command exists. Happy streaming!
Yeah, you can just put their name in the title. It's a lot easier.
If you're a new streamer or a streamer that gets less than 15 concurrent viewers on a regular basis, this is for you. 4 things. First, hide your viewer count. Just do it. This is not the time.
People always say hide your viewer count. I never hide my viewer count. Maybe it's because I've been doing this forever, but I always pay more attention to how engaged my chat seems to be, because I can have 80 viewers watching me, but if my chat is dead and somebody hasn't typed anything in 20 seconds, I feel like I'm doing something wrong instantly. I know that this helps people out mentally as far as having their viewer count off, but I have never hid my viewer count from myself. But that's just me. Do what works for you.
Have an intro, the main portion of your stream, and an ending. And make sure you come to your stream with a plan.
Yes. I just told someone this the other day. Your viewers should not feel like they're eavesdropping on your stream. They should be feeling like they're watching something that is there for them instead of something that they're peeking through the windows at. You should introduce yourself. You should talk about what you're about to do. You should do the thing, and then you should talk about what you did and what you'll be doing next, because you are, again, setting expectations.
For the love of God, build out your page. Your page is your garden. And if you want to attract people to your page, you have to continue to work on it in order for it to look its best.
Absolutely, and I have a video on that. Feel free to check it out. There. I'm looking for terrible advice. Let's see.
Disguised Toast recently made a video explaining why new streamers should not start streaming on Twitch. As most of us know, Twitch is incredibly saturated and very, very hard to get discovered on the platform, and he explains just that. In his video, he goes on to say that you should never begin your streaming career on Twitch, and calling the discovery system on Twitch shit. He then goes on to say that if you want to stream on Twitch, literally start anywhere else. You need to build an audience somewhere else to actually have people care about you and your content, or you're just going to be sitting at very low numbers for a very long time. It is about trying to grow successfully on a platform that is incredibly hard to grow on when you don't want to waste hundreds or thousands of hours.
Okay, so this advice I completely agree with, but I also completely disagree with. If you try to grow on Twitch, it's hard to grow on just Twitch because discoverability is bad. This is something that has been echoed from the rooftops for years now, and people know this. The thing about discoverability is that this is not a Twitch problem, even though it could be better. This is a live streaming problem because things are random. There aren't great thumbnails, and titles don't matter as much because people aren't searching live streams as much as they are pre-recorded, pre-edited content. While I agree with growing somewhere else first and bringing that audience to Twitch, I do not agree with growing an audience somewhere else via live streaming and bringing that audience to Twitch. I used to live stream a long time ago, back in 2008, 2009. I started live streaming because I was a YouTuber at the same time, so I knew that I could get some of my YouTube audience to watch my live streams. Once I quit YouTube for a while, I quit streaming for a while because I knew that people wouldn't care about who I was, or at least I thought this, about who I was while I was not YouTubing. So I started streaming again when what? When I got on a podcast, when I got my YouTube channel back, when I felt like I would have a foundation of viewers and people who cared about me and what I had to say first. So live streaming on YouTube or Facebook, I don't necessarily think that's the answer to starting streaming and then hopping over to Twitch. But if you want to create separate, searchable, discoverable content first and then direct people to your Twitch stream, I think that's a great strategy and probably the most recommended one when it comes to growing a Twitch audience. I'm gonna watch this one more time. By the way, something that annoys me about the word saturation is that people don't consider that it's also saturated with viewers. So when people were trying to run to every other live streaming service, before Facebook gaming and YouTube gaming became prominent, and there were places like, they still exist. Trovo still exists. Mixer doesn't exist, but people were on Mixer because it wasn't saturated, but there were also no viewers to watch. So reading the actual article, I think the TikToker misinterpreted the article because Disguised Toast isn't saying to start streaming somewhere else. Disguised Toast is actually saying the same thing that I'm saying: create content somewhere else and then bring them over to streaming. And don't just start streaming and think that people will discover you because your face is interesting, which in some cases it works, but in most of it doesn't.
He goes on to say that you should never begin your streaming career on Twitch.
Yeah, he misinterpreted the article. The article did not say to stream elsewhere and then come to Twitch because Twitch specifically. Anyway, okay. Editor's note here. He said new streamers should not start streaming on Twitch. So where should they stream? And I know I might have sounded like I made a mistake in this video by assuming he's saying live stream somewhere else and not record content or make Reddit stuff somewhere else. But the way the TikToker's inflection is when it comes to not start streaming somewhere else, it sounds like he's saying live streamers should stream somewhere else first. And I know he doesn't explicitly say that, but it sounds like that's what he's saying, and it can be interpreted that way if you have a brain like mine. I know I'm not going crazy. It's 3 a.m., but I'm not crazy.
New streamers should not start streaming on Twitch.
You aren't a streamer until you start streaming, right? Right?
Rewatch your VODs. Chances are there's going to be audio issues or something else and no one will mention it, but if you rewatch your VODs, you'll find out for yourself. And 3, this is not a race. Don't work super hard in the beginning and then burn yourself out in the long run. Your career will be way more long lasting if you make sure that you are staying healthy and you're taking a lot of breaks when you need to.
All correct. All things that I feel like I've said before.
Bum 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 bum. Wait, I can do that better. What if it's like...
The secret is she makes TikToks and people watch the TikToks and people go to her Twitch stream from her TikToks. So that's it. I was hoping for something a little bit more juicy, but it seems like it's been all things that at least I've heard before and maybe you've heard before on your search to become a better streamer. Watch your own VODs, take breaks when you need to, always engage your chat, create content elsewhere to be discovered on Twitch. Those are really the basics. No real hacks and no real advice that was completely terrible that I needed to refute. But if you liked any of the TikTokers that I showed during this video, feel free to go back in the video and hit them with a follow on TikTok and maybe Twitch as well. And if you've liked my discovery into this video, feel free to leave a comment to let me know that you want to see more of these. And if you like the video, then like the video. Class dismissed. Shout out to Corliss and Dr. J for being tier 3 patrons. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Chloe Phobia, that's easy to pronounce. Yo, See, that's a phobia. That whole, oh yeah, I'll feed the chicken. That ain't no phobia, dog. You good. You see that reverse TI posture? That's a phobia.